Drum roll, please. Thank you. You know why we're here, Mike.
Free burrito night!
No, not that one. The other thing.
Oh, the last episode of Lost Village.
Yes, and I'm happy sad. I'm happy because
It's over?
I'm happy because it's over, but I'm sad because it happened.
Or how it happened?
Or just I had high hopes for this show. I had high hopes or whatever, however that song goes. And I wanted it to be different than it was, but it wasn't, and now we're here and it's done, and but I'm glad that we watched it because I would have never seen this show otherwise. And there were some good episodes, there were some good characters, some nice moments. I'm not saying like it's the worst show ever. I know I make it sound like it sucks and you shouldn't watch it, but I would definitely recommend this if you're into supernatural kind of slower drama thriller kind of things. It's a whole lot of different things. But we're just gonna hop.
It's a sub genre, I believe.
Yeah, it's a. I like paranormal too because it was like October and I wanted to do something for Halloween, like a spooky theme show. And I looked up horror or supernatural anime, and it's at the top of some list. So I went with this.
And now it's at the top of Steve's list.
At the top of my won't watch again list. But I'm gonna jump right into my notes, and you can follow along. So everybody is seeing the big giant CG monster, old woman. They all see the same thing, which is a departure from normal, where it's you only see your own thing. Hayato is controlling it somehow. They don't explain it. I don't know.
I want to say it's almost like when in Naruto, when Naruto's on the big frog.
It's like it's like a Jinchuriki.
Yeah, so like basically he is controlling it, but he's not, because like it was kind of like Ratatouilleing. Like it's kind of like got crossovers, man.
Yeah,
crossovers.
Okay.
Like they were basically grooming him the whole show. Like I didn't notice it until this episode, but like they were like kind of making him do things without like making him do things.
Mm-hmm. I get you. That little bad boy. He says that they have been tricked and duped. They've been duped by...
Oh, no, not duped.
By Misaki.
I hate when I get duped.
I know, me too. But he says they've been tricked by Misaki, and then she's the mastermind. It's all her. Boo her. Ah. So, yeah, that's a thing. Mitsumune and Misaki get grabbed by the ghoulies. Or grabbed by grandma, whatever you want to say.
We'll just say big Nanaki monster.
Big Nanaki monster. And we see... Oh my... What's his name? What's the penguin's name?
Tokimoon.
Tokimoon. And Hayato had the penguin... Or Tokimoon in the cage as a representation of Mitsumune because he wanted him all to himself.
Now, the one thing that I want to actually touch base on that we never actually talked about in the whole podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you, Car.
You're welcome.
We never talked about this, but why is it the fact that the penguin's named Tokimoon and that's his brother? And, like, basically when he was growing up, Tokimoon was the penguin also. So, like, why did he name the penguin after his brother? Did he, like, have, like, Night Eye's foresight and go, you know what, I'm going to name him in memory of my brother?
I mean...
Probably
maybe.
not.
Well, didn't we get into the whole thing of, like, they were making him be someone he didn't want to be?
Oh, yeah, but he got the penguin when his brother was still alive.
Maybe it's just, like, how he remembers
Maybe it was
him.
doing something just to, like, piss off his brother, kind of like how siblings are.
Maybe it's an oversight by the writer and they didn't expect you to think of that.
It could be. Because honestly, like, up until now, I didn't think of it.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we're talking about it, I'm like, you know what? That's his brother's name.
Correcto. But what do we got here? Koharun picks up. Oh, I also have. Whoa. Got way ahead of myself. Mitsumune still wants to be friends with him, become an equal, because he's such a nice guy. I mean, who doesn't love this guy? He's giving everyone a second shot.
Well, no duh, because he like falls for people too quickly.
Yeah,
he's too trusting.
He's a little boy, nicey boy. Koharun comes in out of nowhere. Watch out, and says that Mitsumune is lying and wants to protect Misaki, where actually she's the
Evil person?
perpetrator. Yeah, there we go. That's a word. Everyone is running away from the monster. Koharun picks up Mitsumune's radio that he left behind that he was using to talk to God. I'm just going to call him that because I don't know his other name.
It's really long and
yeah, it is
stupid.
really long and weird. And it turns out she's talking to her dad.
No.
Big. This was like supposed to be like their big reveal, and I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, you didn't show us literally any hints at all about this, and you just smack us in the face with it. So it's supposed to be like a surprise. Wow, Whoopi, the bad girl, is related to someone you know and like. And then at the end, she's probably going to be good. Wow. But
and it does a whole 360, and she's the evil one. And
still a little surprising, though. I mean, there's no way you would have guessed that. There's just no hints to pick up on, no clues, no...
Yeah, the only thing that I have a problem with was, now, like, looking back at the beginning, like, they were like, oh, yeah, we got a surprise hint about this village. No, it was your dad telling you about it for years and years and years, and now you just...
Yeah, I mean, once you know, given this information, you can go back and be like, oh, okay, that, and that. And you know her motivations, too, because...
And now you can see from, like, the beginning, remember she was like, oh, yeah, we got this surprise hint. I think it was Misaki, and she started, like, pointing the fingers real quick.
Yeah. So now, in hindsight, it adds up a little bit. But apparently, this village, Nanaki Village, holds the key to aging or reverse aging or something along those lines.
I think it was... I think it's still the stupidity of if you... It makes you age if you lose your Nanaki there, which Nanaki's a monster, but it also is like something to do with you, traumatic experience.
But he was doing research on why that does that, and like practical science, like
there's no practical science.
If he could, it's like basically like the fountain of youth. Like if you could figure that out, how to stay young, you know.
Well, actually, now thank you for bringing that up.
Why?
If you were able to, right?
Yes.
Would you?
Do what?
If you found, like, the Fountain of Youth, or you, like, found, like, I don't know, like, some weird syringe vial that... Oh, yeah, if you
said
use
young on it.
Yeah. And you could stay young forever. If you could stay, like, 21. Not be like a vampire. You don't have to feed to do something.
You just
boom.
Yes and no. There's two ways. Like
no. There's a gun to your head, and literally, you can't do it. Yes or no?
Then probably yes. Because I mean, the good is you're young. You could be young as long as you want. You could do all these things. You could. I mean, you'd be rich. You'd be smart. You'd be able to learn. Like you'd be able to do anything. Doesn't mean you're exactly. Like you probably still die if you get killed. But you'd be
that's another
forever.
thing I was gonna say.
You'd be forever young. Yeah, no, you're still human.
I was gonna say, like, you could live thousands of years, but like things that would normally kill someone, like if you get shot by a gun, you're gonna die.
Yeah. So it's a good trade-off. But the negative is if you live 1,000 years, you're gonna see your family like come and go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And you're gonna see like relationships come and go. So there's like a emotional negative, but it'd be cool.
But I personally think it would be cool like for a long time, but then like it'll start be like getting old. It's like
Yeah,
if
give me a
you
good
ate,
500 years, and I'm like, okay.
it's like if you
I'm
ate
done with
nothing
this.
but Taco Bell for like the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, you're like, I don't want freaking Taco Bell. I want McDonald's. I want Wendy's.
Like,
But no, you can't eat.
you could do everything. You could visit every country, read as many books as you wanted, learn all the languages. You have unlimited time.
Yes, and that's the best way to put it, because that's the best thing. Like that would be like great. You have endless time to like literally go anywhere.
You don't have to worry about getting sick or old or like falling apart after a couple of years. And then I mean, when you're 700, you go out and you get hit by a bus or something, or a flying plane. Or I said
Flying train.
I said flying. No, I said flying plane. I said flying plane like there's another kind.
Oh, I thought you said flying train. I'm like,
No.
what are you on,
No.
man? Granted, I isn't there like a floating train, technically?
There's like maglev. Where
Yeah.
it's like magnets hold them up. But
Okay,
they're
so I'm
floating.
not 100%
They're
wrong.
not floating, but you know. All right, back to this.
Dude, I would actually saying that, like, I think I'd probably at least want to be, at one time, I would definitely like to take a bullet train.
Dude, you know how fast they are?
I know, like, that's, like, the cool part of it.
There's a
Like,
GIF
I could be
of-
on the fastest train.
There's a GIF or a video of a guy trying to take a picture of one, and he does it, and like the precision he needed was insane because they just go by so fast. And if your shutter speed or your anything is off by like the tiniest bit, it looks all blurry and weird.
That's freaking crazy. What's
Um,
one thing that you would want to do in your lifetime? Before we get back to this.
I don't know. I guess speaking of anime, go to Japan. I've always wanted to do that.
Okay.
And you
I
could
was
ride
like,
the bullet train while you're there. You could do a 2-for-1. I want to visit the big Gundam that they have.
I thought you were more of an Evangelion fan.
I am, but they have a big giant Gundam. I mean, they have a life-size Gundam. It's crazy.
Dude, I would like to actually... It would be between the bullet train, or now I'm thinking about it, that real-life Gundam that they actually like made that's literally working.
Oh,
It's
you mean
not
like
really
the-
a Gundam,
the-
but it's like
the guys
robot.
that make those giant robots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever happened with them? I remember there was one that was like they were really hyping it up, and they were gonna have like a
it was
Japan versus America. Whatever happened with that?
They did it. It was really cool,
Did they?
but it was so stupid. Like
Really?
there were so many stipulations.
Oh, come on! The Japanese can't have laser swords.
No, not that. It was like I want to say it was like the most pathetic. It was kind of like a boxing fight, but
Oh,
don't
man.
don't hurt the other person.
Really? Because like they have guns. Like you can put guns on those things.
Well, yes,
like,
but the
that's what I
problem
want.
is-
That's what I want to see.
Steve, the problem is, right? No one you had to man.
Yeah, I know. There's a person in there. I know.
And killing
Some-
is
bro,
still bad.
Sign some waivers. Sign some waivers.
I want to say I think America won though.
You know what I'm really excited about? Speaking of Japan and all this, is the Olympics. They're supposed to have some crazy virtual, like laser technology to like display stuff onto the field. It's crazy. And like Goku
The
and
whole
Naruto are
Steve, I can see it now.
mascots.
Steve, I can see it right now.
What?
The whole thing is going to be run by hologram. No one's going to actually be there.
That's what I mean though. Like if you look it up, like Olympic Tokyo Olympic lasers or something. It just they have this crazy technology in stadiums around the world, so you can go to an empty stadium and they'll be projecting things there, and it'll be like you're there. I don't know. I read about it a while ago.
Dude,
It's
that's
wacky.
cool, but the only problem I see with that is like most Olympics, it's pretty bad. It sucks because they build these multi-million-dollar stadiums for one time and then they just become decrepit.
They never use them again. I mean, most
Dude, just like
European
the-
stadiums they use for soccer and things.
Just like the World Fair, like they had it and then they just let it go and rot.
I would like for the World's Fair to come back.
Dude, me too. Cause
That would be cool.
I really stupidly I like it just because of the Iron Man.
I mean, that's what it was. Though. It was like people coming from all over to just show.
Well, if you really think
like,
about it,
their inventions and stuff.
it kind of it evolved, right? It became something else. It became CES.
Yeah, but CES is a couple days. Like the World's Fair was.
Like a
Didn't-
yeah, it was a
Didn't it last all year?
maybe.
I think the World's Fair lasted the whole year, which is absurd.
It was either that or like a whole month. I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, no, I was wrong. 3 to 6 months, though.
Yeah, that seems pretty cool. Like, I want to say I think the building still stands. Like, I would definitely like, dude. Like, they have like the Space Needle. Like, I remember driving through like New York, and I used to, like, go.
Oh, the New York Space Needle?
Yeah, it's basically that's what it looks like. Actually, like it
Really?
literally looks like it's like a tall thing, and then it has like the top, like a mushroom top.
And this is in New York?
Yeah. It was right where the World Fair was. I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can find it, but.
While you do that, I'm going to transition back into the show. I'm trying to condense this. Reggie shows up. He's talking to Koharun for a bit, and then he confirms to Masaki what we kind of already knew, that he is her Nanaki. I hate saying that because it sounds stupid. Both their names are like the same thing. Back to the village. Both Jacks are tied up because they're bad. So you do to bad people, you tie them up. Masaki says that other people. I'm trying to read this. Make it English. Other people would call her weird and kind of make fun of her for saying that she saw Reggie, but she knew he was real, or real in her mind. I mean, she physically saw him. She's not lying, but they would all be like, "Oh, he's not there." Oh, real quick. No, it's like a tall. Oh yeah, kind of.
It's kind of like a Space Needle.
Oh, cool.
But
Thank
yeah,
you for that.
she used to see him. Just like I want to say most people. I feel like imaginary friends are gonna end up becoming a non-existent thing, and people are gonna be like, "What do you mean imaginary friends?" Because now like the times have changed.
Yeah, like people now don't have them, or do they? I don't know.
I want to say it's not going to happen because, like, kids nowadays, they have Google, they have whatever.
Yeah, they just have.
They'll just be like, oh, like, hanging out in their room, talking to someone, and, like, a parent will probably walk in and be like, hey, you hanging out with your imaginary friend? No, I'm talking to Jack all the way in Japan.
Talking to Alexa.
Oh, dude. Oh,
Said that a little too loud.
Steve, it works.
She's talking.
I found
to me.
out.
What works?
Aha.
Oh yeah.
It works on Siri.
I couldn't get it to work on my not gonna say it, but the other day. But that's
Oh,
fine.
really? But yeah, I don't know if they like managed to figure it out, but you have to like tell Siri to call you it,
Ah, okay.
and then
That's
like she'll
funny,
start. It's not as bad as the one that you have. I
Yeah.
don't know if, but like it
She
starts
starts like shivering.
Yeah, Siri doesn't. She does like a little bit, but then like she just like goes normal.
All right. Masaki thought it's just so weird transitioning in and out of just regular conversation. Masaki thought if she went to the Nanaki village, that she could meet Reggie and be with him forever, which is weird, but that was her
Well-
thought. Her
well,
thought process
like,
at the time.
I
mean,
don't.
I don't
I
blame her.
don't
She's a young
remember
kid.
any of mine, but like, I'll be honest. Like, they they become your friend. Like you
Yeah.
actually start talking, and like you actually like think of them as being your person. But granted, this was honestly like maybe at like 7 years old,
Yeah.
tops. Me personally, I don't even know if I actually had an imaginary friend. I just know that I used to like entertain myself. Like I just like start playing with Hot Wheels or Micro Machines. But like, yeah, I want to say, I guess like if you have no one like to talk to or be friends with, like, yeah, it's a real person to you.
Yeah. I think
Or
everyone.
maybe,
I think everyone has that, or has that a little bit.
dude, my thing is right. Like, me being older now, like, I'm starting to think because I like sci-fi shows
You're
and like
starting to want an
spooky.
imaginary friend.
No, I'm starting to think like, what if like all those years like ago, like, what if it was actually like a spirit, like, but like just took form of what you wanted, just to be like more
Isn't
alluring
that
to a
like
child,
the point of this
if
show?
that makes sense.
Isn't that like what's exactly happening here? I don't know. I'm not a believer in that. I don't think so.
But like you could get what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say.
Or maybe it's like Interstellar, where it's a time travel, or it's like you from the future, and they're trying to talk to you.
All
Because
good things.
Okay, I mean, I know this is probably just something that's in your head, but you ever hear your name when you're out in like public, but it's nobody?
Not really.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope
Like
it's not just me.
I do, but the problem is like, you know, where I work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people with the
No, but
same
not
name.
not where you work. But I mean, like if you're out shopping. Like sometimes I'll just be out and I'll just hear like a whisper of my name, and I'll be like, "Who said that?"
I've never really had that exactly
Really,
happen.
I
Like,
have that I have that all the time. Maybe too much. I mean, it's probably all in my head, but there might be something there.
like I've obviously done it. Like I think a couple times, but not like enough to be like warrant. This might be a problem.
Oh, there's definitely a problem.
Now, hold on, Steve. When you're home alone, does someone say your name?
Once or twice.
Dude, get out of that house.
I mean, it just happened. I don't know. It's weird. It's a thought. Next note I have just says little hair Kirby. So, I think you know what that means.
No, you tell me what that means.
I don't know I don't remember how they described it. It's like a trauma fragment or like a something. And Misaki and Mitsumune are playing with it, and it looks like a hairy little Kirby. I don't know. This show is weird. Back at the village, you kind of have it how it's been for the past couple episodes, a split group of goers and stayers. Some villagers decide they want to go back, accept their Nanaki, and go back to the real world. Others want to stay. Some people that want to stay say they can't go back because of debts they owe or someone wants to hurt them or something, so they're going to stay. Others are like, oh, this was fun or whatever, but I'd rather be back at home. And the husband and wife, she says something like she's getting a divorce, or they make some joke, but it wasn't funny enough for me to write it down.
Come on. You love jokes. Why didn't you write it down?
It wasn't that funny, but I got a little chuckle. But yeah, some are gonna stay, some are gonna go. The ones that are gonna stay are gonna work with Koharun and research the village and research Nanaki more to kind of continue her father's work. So they're not, at least not doing nothing. They're being productive members of some sort of society, while everyone else has had enough of this little experiment and is gonna return to how they were. And I don't have anything else, and then it just ended, and I'm upset.
Yeah, it was kind of like I want to say it was a rushed ending.
Very. I thought they were doing all this stuff, and it's just
But-
nothing.
But like I said, I think there was like they were gonna try to probably do a second season. That's why they left it on a cliffhanger, kind of like, oh yeah, some people are gonna stay, some people are gonna leave, but now like they could have made it like if I was on the creative team of it, I would have thought like, yeah, he could, they could go back. They could always go back at some point, I think. I don't know, because Mitsumune can, but apparently no one else can, because like the old man god can't, because he lost it.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I would have liked a second season, or even like we were talking, a longer season. Establish this at this point, and then you have another 8 or even 12 episodes to do these people are back at home. This is what they're doing. Okay. Here you go. Hear me out. Maybe the people who went home are still seeing things, still having memories or visions of the village.
And that's what I was trying to say. Like,
yeah,
I think they were trying to build it up and try to have something there, but like, the production company was like, no, we're not gonna allow this anymore. Like, you wasted enough money.
I mean, like, anime is very expensive, and it's very time consuming for everyone involved, like all the artists. So it's not. It's. I mean, it's easy for me to sit here and say, oh, do 12 more episodes to a certain standard.
The one problem that I say is, yeah, it's horrible to do that and say like, oh yeah, it's easy to do 50 more episodes or whatever.
Yeah.
But the one problem that I have is, it's not like you're getting like you don't need like a person that actually looks good, like a physically attractive, like Scarlett Johansson or something. You could literally get anyone to play a part. So like, I want to say the actor costs.
Yeah, I mean,
where
like,
they make up.
Yeah. There's famous actors, but you could use nobodies and just get them in there. It's really just the animation and the man hours, and I know they work them to death. So, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, make more show." They had the budget for 12. They had the green light for 12. If that's all they could do, that's all they could do. I want to say,
yeah, like most shows, like they have like a 12 episode first season. Yeah. If it doesn't catch, they scrap the idea. Yeah, they don't even make a dub.
Maybe it just didn't do as good as it needed, or they needed it to. So, I mean, if that's the reality,
I want to say it's a top tier anime. Dead Man Wonderland. Have you ever seen it?
You've talked about it.
It was a really good, like, it was kind of like a prison fight club type deal. I can't remember it that much, but basically, like, if you were in this school, you somehow ended up there because there was like this one kid ended up there because it was a massacre at his school, and he was the only one there, so he got blamed for it. And then basically, like, to get out, like, you had to do like total wipeout or whatever, and to get out.
Yeah.
But basically, like, crap, where the hell was I going with this? I completely lost my train of thought.
Okay.
Oh, that's what it was. So basically, the show was really good, and I really liked it. But it only got one season, and it never got picked up. But it was like a 13 episode season. Season. So like, I want to say 13 is like a perfect amount that like, production companies say like, oh yeah, make a 13 episode. If anything, we'll do like a break, and we'll give you a 20 something.
I think the thing is, a lot of shorter animes get their story told in 12 or 13 episodes. This, I felt like they still had more to tell. I mean, I might think it's rushed. You might think it's rushed. Some people might enjoy it, but I just felt like there was more there, or something along the way wasn't clicking, or...
You know what it is? I think we didn't get our closure. Yeah, and that's the problem.
But even thinking about it, I don't know how you would get closure on all this. I don't...
You want to find out what happens to the people that stayed.
Yeah. But that's a whole other thing on its own. Like,
you want to know what happens between Misaki and Mitsumune.
My whole thing is, I think they killed themselves with a big ensemble cast.
And not to mention, you want to know what the heck the frickin' Yunas do.
Yeah. I think you could have cut half of the characters, and things started would have things would have started to work a little better. I think when you're juggling that many names and characters and storylines, it's way too messy.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, as it is, like, our other show, My Hero, like, they took, like, a whole bunch of people, like, a whole full class, and then now they're, like, dwindling it down to, like, a couple class people, and
they split them up.
heroes.
They're not always working together. There's some shots where, they're all together, but a lot of the times it's these two, these three, these four, these small groups, and they keep them together. In this show, it's like, oh, here's the village. There's 30 people. I don't know who's talking because they all look similar, and they're not identifiable enough.
Dude, that's racist, man. Can't say all animation characters look the same.
I'm saying all the people in this show reminded me of each other, and I didn't know who was talking.
All I know was, apparently Love Pond did nothing wrong. That's all I do know.
All I know is Yatsen did nothing wrong.
Shut up. Yatsen did nothing. He literally died the first episode.
And then he came back.
He's
like Jesus.
Okay, maybe I wouldn't go that far. Maybe Jesus.
I'll take it. Do you have any final thoughts? Would you, if you had to give this a score out of 5, let's say, what would you rate it? Would you recommend it? A few things like that.
You know what? I'll give it a 2.5.
Okay.
Because it wasn't good, but it also wasn't bad.
All right.
Like, I've literally seen some, like, really bad anime.
Yeah, there's definitely worse, but there's definitely better.
Exactly. That's why I said 2.5. It's basically like 50-50. It's half.
I think it all depends on your preferences too. If you like a slower paced show, I don't even want to say scarier, but like darker themes and like tone, maybe something that's not action every minute. Maybe you'll be more into it than us, who are used to, a faster show where it's flashy fights all the time. Because that's what, I mean, at least that's my personal preference. I know you like a lot of shows like that as well.
Yeah.
So
what is your Stevie rating?
My score is a solid 2. It's not a 1 because for it to be a 1, that would be like no one should see this. Some people should see this. Not my favorite. There were some episodes where I do say I like it because, like I would always say, it gets you with the cliffhangers. It's like, I want you to come back to this show.
Yeah.
But would I recommend it? If you're a person who's seen a few different animes and has kind of a taste and they know what they like and they'll kind of watch other things and kind of get out of their comfort zone, maybe. If you have absolutely nothing else to watch, you could bang this show out in a day. Like, real easy.
Like, also, like, yeah, I would say if this was your first anime,
yeah,
I'd probably say
maybe avoid it.
Yeah.
But and that's the thing too, is how you watch it. I'd say if anyone were to watch this, watch it in one day. 1 or 2 max. Don't drag it out like I did because you're not going to enjoy it. But yeah, definitely if you're thinking about or have any inkling or know anyone who wants anything to do with this show, speed through it. Don't dilly-dally. Don't waste your time. Get it done.
Also, like, yeah, if you are into, like, mystery and supernatural, maybe this is your go-to. That maybe you'll like this. I liked it. Didn't love it. But I want to say it really almost hit the nail on the head of what I wanted for an anime just for October. Just because, like, I had the spooky factor.
Yeah. If I watched it during that time when the mood was right, given the time, given the month and the season, probably would have been a little better. But now it's cold, and I'm cold, and I'm watching this show.
Yeah. So basically, I want to say I didn't have high hopes for it.
Yeah, neither did I. I just found it. I said, let's stick with it.
I want to say the reason why I gave it like a 50-50 was it exceeded my expectations because I wasn't expecting much.
Yeah.
Like, I was expecting like a show that was all right, but I got a good show. I wouldn't say it's a bad.
No. One more thing I want to say. I'm thankful that I watched it. So I could recognize that this isn't really a genre that I'm super interested in. Because if I never did watch it, I would have never gotten out of my comfort zone of robots and Dragon Ball Z and things like that. So it was good to have that experience. And I'm just kind of running out of things to say. It's over. I'm happy. And I cannot wait to start the next show.
Oh, God. You really want to watch this next show.
Oh, I really do, and we really are. So I'm going to, real quick before we go, I'll lay out what the schedule is going to be and everything about next week. So next Monday is going to be My Hero Like Normal. This same time Friday is going to be Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Crap show.
No, not that. But we're going to watch the episodes,
Maybe.
the end of Evangelion, and the movies.
No, we are not watching movies.
Yes, we are.
No. We are not watching movies because if anything we were going to watch movies of, I want to watch the My Hero Academia movies.
Oh, we could watch that too. But after the season of My Hero's done, I think I want to go to 2 weeks of Evangelion just to speed through it because I know you'd rather
get through it and
like
be done with it.
Like 13 weeks instead of 26 weeks of this show.
Oh, dude, come on.
Yeah, or 25 or whatever it is. So I'm just trying to make it easier on you and so that people know kind of what to expect after Hero wraps up.
Are you freaking kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Dude, no.
It's a lengthy one.
Dude, 20... No.
6 episodes, a retelling of it, and 3 movies.
We are not doing the movies then. We are not.
I'll talk to you off recording, and I'll convince you. But I've said all I want to say. Do you have any last closing thoughts?
These next couple weeks are gonna suck.
See you guys on Monday.